3, 2, 1. Good morning. Aren't you tired to take so long to cook something just so you can eat? I know I am. I happen to be a very slow cooker. So today I decided to try quick recipes. 20-minute recipes to be exact. And to check if they're actually 20 minutes. Because otherwise it's just a lie, I guess. So let's start, shall we? The first thing is this steamed dumpling lasagna, which seemed really interesting because dumplings, when they are homemade, it takes quite a while to make them. So I figured we could give it a try. The first thing you need is some minced meat, some minced ginger, some soy sauce, some minced garlic, some chopped green onions, a very little bit of sesame oil, some oyster sauce, a bit of Shaoxing wine, or you could use dry sherry if you don't have Shaoxing wine, and a bit of pepper. I used white pepper because I don't have black pepper, which I should buy some, just not today, but yes. A pinch of salt. I made my own dumpling wraps because I realized I don't have any, and they don't sell any at the store around me. I didn't add the time that I needed for the dough with the total time because in the recipe they just use already pre-made dough, so that's on me. Then you put a little bit of the meat at the bottom of an oven-safe dish. You put a dumpling wrap, then you add a bit more meat on top of it, a little bit of water just to cover it, and another dumpling wrap on top. Then you steam it. Now they said for 15 minutes, but mine wasn't ready when I steamed it for that much, so I steamed it for another 5 minutes. Then you top it with a little bit of chili oil on top, and that's it. Now trying it, it wasn't too bad. It was a bit watery though. I don't know if I put too much water or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, overall it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. The total time, including the preparation and the cooking, was 30 minutes and 2 seconds. So that was a lie. It wasn't bad, but it was a lie. Let's move to the next one. The next thing I decided to try was this 20-minute baked potato. Now I was curious to try it because potatoes do take usually quite a lot of time to bake when you bake them whole. So I decided to try it. First thing I did was get a washed potato and stab it a bunch of times with a fork. After that you put it in the microwave for 8-10 minutes. I put mine in the microwave for 8 minutes. It wasn't thoroughly cooked, so I put it for another minute, so 9 minutes in total. And after that you cut a hole in the middle to scrape off the inside. Now the potato is very hot after you take it out of the microwave, so keep that in mind. I know it will take more time that way, but you might get burnt, so be careful with that. I didn't wait, so I didn't add any waiting time to the total time. So you scrape it all off, and to the inside of it you add a little bit of butter, some shredded cheese, add mozzarella, a little bit of heavy cream, a little bit of chives. Now I don't have chives, so I just added some green onion and a little bit of salt. Then you stir it, you put it back in the potato with a bit more shredded cheese on top, and you put it in the oven to bake until it gets melty. Now it took about 5 minutes in the oven, and there you have it. Now trying it, it was pretty good. It needed a bit of extra salt, which might have been on me. I did add salt, but I guess it needed a bit more. But it was pretty good for what it is. Now did it actually take 20 minutes to make a baked potato? It took exactly 32 minutes and 42 seconds. So no, it did not take 20 minutes. It took 30, which is still pretty good for a baked potato, I have to say. But it is in fact a lie. The next thing is this garlic butter pasta. It just seemed pretty interesting to me. It actually seemed to me that it would take 20 minutes because it is pretty simple. You need to add some butter on medium-high heat in a pan, some onions, a bit of garlic, some salt, pepper, oregano and basil, chili, then some shredded parmesan, and a little bit of the pasta water. Then you add the pasta and you stir until it thickens a little bit. Now trying it, I didn't expect too much because it is not that much as a sauce itself. It wasn't too bad. For what it was pretty good, but it was kind of meh. It wasn't anything special or anything, but for something quick to make, it was pretty good. Was it that quick though? The pasta, including all the preparation, that means mincing the onion, mincing the garlic, it took a total of 18 minutes and 27 seconds. I was actually very surprised at that, but it did take even less than 20 minutes, which makes it true. It is in fact not a lie, it's true. It took even less than 20 minutes. Now I did boil the pasta in the meantime while I was making the sauce and all that, so I did skip on that part. If you don't have another oven or something, it might take you like extra 5 minutes. But other than that, it was pretty good. The next thing is this soy garlic chicken thigh. First you need to put some salt and pepper on it and a bit of flour on the side of the skin so that it can get crispy. Then you make a sauce with some soy sauce, some oyster sauce, a bit of sesame oil, a little bit of water and a little bit of sugar. You cook the thigh on medium to medium high heat for, they say, 3 to 4 minutes on each side or until it gets crispy. For me it took 5 minutes on each side, so keep that in mind. Then you add some garlic and the sauce and you cook it until the sauce thickens. That's it, it's actually pretty simple. Trying it, it was pretty good. I actually liked it quite a lot. I didn't expect that much from it, because it is just chicken, but the glaze was pretty decent. It was very well cooked, it was very juicy. Did it take 20 minutes though? For the chicken thigh, it took exactly 25 minutes and 7 seconds. That is still very good. I mean, it is in the 20s, I guess. So I guess you can count it as 20 minutes, maybe? I mean, it was pretty good for what it is, and it is in the 20s, so we call this true. The next thing are these 20-minute chocolate chip cookies, which I have to say I've made cookies maybe twice or thrice in my life, and it took definitely a lot more than 20 minutes, so I was very curious to see that one. First thing, you melt 50 grams of butter. You add 65 grams of brown sugar. I added white because that's all I got. You add 1 egg yolk, 65 grams of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a pinch of salt. Then you mix it, and then you add 115 grams of chocolate chips. In my case, I cut up some chocolate because I didn't have chocolate chips. Then you mix and bake until they're ready. Now I have to admit, I did overcook them a little bit, which that is on me. They were very good though. They might have been the best cookies I've ever made. How much time did it take though? Now I do admit I did overbake them. That is on me. So I will remove 4 minutes from the total time. So I did remove 4 minutes from the total time. And time left was 31 minutes and 13 seconds. They were in fact not 20-minute cookies. That was a lie. And that was it for today. We tried some pretty good recipes. Unfortunately, most of them were a lie, but there were some of them that were surprisingly fast. And they were all overall pretty good. So I call this a win, I guess. Maybe you can tell me your favorite quick recipes down in the comments. I'm curious to see. If you like this video, you can hit the like button, you can subscribe, you can follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. And good night.